Hello everyone. Today we're going to look at the map of North America and we'll discuss some interesting facts and some tricks so that we can remember the location of almost all the countries of North America. So let's start. We'll start with Canada. Canada is the second biggest country of the world. Only Russia is bigger than Canada, and you can see it has the biggest coastline in the entire world. So Canada is so big, you can imagine that it has 6 time zones. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 time zones of Canada. So Canada is on the top, the biggest country of North America. Next we have the US. US is only slightly smaller than Canada. US is 9.8 million square kilometers and Canada is 9.9 million square kilometer. You'd be interested to know that this state Alaska of US, which is also the biggest state of the US, was Russian control till 1867. So in 1867 Alaska was officially sold from the Russian to the United States, and it cost the US $7.2 million to get the biggest state. So yes, pretty interesting. So we have the Canada, biggest state of North America, biggest country of North America, US second biggest, and then we have Mexico. So how I remember Mexico is that it's just under United States, and this border of Mexico, it is 3.2 thousand kilometers, 3,200 kilometers. So recently there was a lot of talk of building a wall between US and Mexico, but you can see it's a big border, almost the size of Mississippi River, and it's very difficult to build a border of something that big. All right, so we have Canada, US, Mexico, and then we have Guatemala. So how I remember Guatemala is, to me, it looks like small g for Guatemala, and it somehow looks like small g. So whenever I look at the map, I say, okay, small g, Guatemala. Then we have Belize and El Salvador. So I just connect Belize and El Salvador to Guatemala. So I think that, okay, Guatemala is this person G, and Belize is, so it has eyes and there's a bell in front of the eyes, and Belize, so this bell in front of the eyes is the country, and I call it Belize. Belize. And this person has a tail, like you can see El Salvador looks like the tail of G. So this person has a tail, and I call it Tail Salvador, El Salvador, Tail Salvador, and that's how I remember it, that El Salvador is the tail of Guatemala. All right, then we have Honduras. I also have this funny looking design for Honduras too. So what I do, to me, Honduras, you see this part, especially this peak in on the right side, to me it looks like a rhinoceros. So rhinoceros, Honduras, they sound similar as well. So we have Honduras looks like a rhinoceros. All right, then we have Panama. How I remember Panama is, you guys must be aware that Panama Canal goes through Panama, and it's a very important canal because it reduces the distance from the west to the east coast of the US from around 21,000 kilometers to 8,000 kilometers. So you can imagine how small this journey becomes if we use the Panama Canal. And you'd be interested to know that this area, Cape Horn area at the very bottom of South America, when the ships used to come from this long route, it was very dangerous. It had a lot of icebergs and a lot of bad stormy weather and big waves. So this also made this entire journey very safe because they avoided this Cape Horn area. So we have Panama here, Panama Canal goes through it, and how I remember is that it is the tail of South America. So this connection from this big South America is Panama. And Costa Rica is, you'd be interested to know that Costa Rica is named Costa Rica because it means, in Spanish it means rich coast. So when Columbus arrived at Costa Rica, he saw the natives wearing a lot of gold, so that's why it was named Rich Coast. Costa Rica means rich coast. All right, then we move to the Caribbean. we'll quickly discuss the Bermuda Triangle before we go in detail. That so this imaginary triangle, which has the three corners in Bermuda, Puerto Rico, and Florida. So you might already know that a lot of ships and planes have been lost in this area, and there has never been a very strong reason proposed why it happened. Just a lot of ships were magically disappearing this area, so that's why it's called a mysterious triangle. Even it's also called Devil's Triangle, and until date there's no proper reason why they were lost, even though now it's said that because there's so much traffic, it's just normal that some of the ships were lost in the past. But there's no, and there are a lot of conspiracy theories and paranormal intervention and stuff like that you can find on the internet. Anyway, so we have the Bermuda Triangle. We have Bermuda here, we have Puerto Rico here, and Florida here, and the Bahamas are along the one of the edges of Bermuda Triangle. So when we look at this map, we have Bermuda, we have Puerto Rico, and the Bahamas along the edge. So we now know Bermuda, Puerto Rico, and the Bahamas. And I also use the Bermuda Triangle to remember Cuba. So how I remember it is that, okay, there's a triangle, and just under the triangle there's a cube. So there's a triangle, and under the triangle there's a cube. Cuba. All right. And we have Haiti and Jamaica here. Another funny way how I remember it is that if you look closely, Haiti looks like a person with his both hands. You can see this is a small hand, this is the big hand. So it looks like someone is stretching their arm and saying hey to this country Jamaica. So Haiti, if you look closely, saying hey to Jamaica. So that's how I remember it. And these are all the small Caribbean nation. We won't go in details, but I'll quickly discuss Barbados. So Barbados is called land of flying fish. So what's a flying fish is, it's actually a fish, and it can actually jump out of water and travel as long as 300 to 400 meters outside water. So it's pretty interesting. So I really encourage you to go to YouTube and see all these videos where you can see the flying fish jumping out of water and just flying in the air for long distances. So that's how we discuss the countries. We'll do a quick review. Canada, the biggest country in North America, US just below Canada, and the Mexico below the US. Guatemala to me looks like a G, and Belize and El Salvador, and Belize the bell in front of eyes of Guatemala. Honduras to me looks like a rhinoceros. Nicaragua in actual map looks like an N. We have Panama, through which the Panama Canal passes. It's the tail of South America. And Costa Rica, the rich coast, is next to Panama. Then we also have the Bermuda Triangle, which is here, and we have Bermuda here, Puerto Rico here, and the Bahamas along the edge of Bermuda Triangle. And just below the triangle is a cube, which means the Cuba is just beneath what is the Bermuda Triangle. And Haiti looks like it's saying hey to Jamaica. Haiti saying hey to Jamaica, and Barbados, the land of flying fish, is slightly outside this string of islands. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you liked the video. I hope you like the interesting facts, and hopefully you'll share it with your friends and family.